because this program, this team has produced three, at least on the collegiate level, and now we'll see onto the NFL, elite pass rushing defensive ends in Phillips, Roche, and Russo over the last 2 seasons. How important is DeAndre Johnson, and who else could be a super force of the 10 to 12 sack variety?
I mean, Johnson, he raises the floor at defensive end, I think, because he's a proven performer. No, he's not a 25 sack guy coming over, but he has size and skill and experience at the highest level, arguably top competition, we'll call it. So he has that. So yeah, he raises the floor, I think, at defensive end. Zach McLeod is going to have some snaps at defensive end, but I don't really see him as a game changer. I think him as a guy who, can eat 250 snaps, 300 snaps over the course of the season and not be terrible with his assignments. I think if you're looking for a breakout kind of a guy at defensive end, you're looking at Jafari Harvey. You're looking at Cameron Williams. You're looking at Chance Williams. No relation between those two. You're maybe looking at, I would say between those three is probably we're going to look for a guy who can start to, because they have the physicality and athleticism to put those traits together to become, productive players on the field. I would say you would start there with where you're going to look for impact pass rushers down the line to Jabari Ishmael and things like that. But I would say between Williams, and Harvey, those would be the guys that you're really looking at to take that next step to fill in for your your Jonathan Garvin's and second team All ACC, looking at your Russo, Phillips, Roche kind of thing. Yeah.
Kane, appreciate the Super Chat contribution. Thank you so much for that. Everybody keep in mind that the Super Chat is available. Cam gives of his time. We're here producing college football content every day. And also Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. And if you're contributing specifically for this show, just put Miami or Cam on there, and we will take care of it. All right, Kane. Are we the only program to produce 3 straight first or second team All-Americans with Willis in 18, Russo in 19, Phillips in 20? Go Canes. Well, we would have to go into the encyclopedia, but I'm guessing no. We're talking about one position, obviously, here.
Well, technically, You're talking 2 because Willis played tackle and Russo and Phillips played end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, off the top of my head, no, because you have Clemson had like their whole defensive line first-round draft picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were there for multiple years. You obviously have guys all the time at Alabama and things like that. So off the top of my head, not having done the research, my gut tells me no.
I don't think so. The best players aren't always All-Americans.
Right.
You know how that worked. But, yeah, like you say, Alabama's churning them out at those 2 positions, of course, and every other position. Clemson's line in 2018 was one of the greatest of all time. Ohio State's had 2 Bosas and a Chase Young in the last 5 years.
Hello. Like, it might not have been 3 consecutive, but, 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You know what I mean? When you're talking Bosa, and Young, although still I openly hate that school, but I cannot controvert what they did on the field, regardless of my feelings about that institution. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. So, again, off the top of my head, no, but it's a damn good calling card to say, hey, we've had an All-American defensive tackle, 2 defensive ends. We had 2 defensive ends, both of those guys picked in the first round this last, NFL draft. First time since 2006 when Manny Diaz was at NC State. And they had Mario Williams and Manny Lawson both in the first round. So, like, the proof is in the pudding. Whether you're talking about accolades at this level, whether you're talking about draft capital, which means guaranteed contracts at the next level with big signing bonuses of 8 figures. You know what I mean? Like, well, probably 7 figures for Russo because he slid a little bit. But, 8 figures definitely for Phillips. Upfront cash, like you sign your name. And, like, I imagine what that feels like because back in the day, way back when I first started teaching, we got a $500 signing bonus. And I remember when I first signed my contract, they're like, cool, here's a cashier's check for $500. And I felt like I was floating on air. Bro, if I had $12 million for signing my name on a what? What? So if you're looking at that, and I mean, look, if you're a football player, obviously you want to go pro in sports. You want to go there and get that. Now, we've proven here and with the coach in 2 different spaces within 15 years that not even just you, but you and one of your homeboys on the same team can both attain this goal. So I don't know that that is accurate, that we're the only team who's done something like that, UMK, but that could be part of, it should be part of the recruiting pitch. Again, spinning this back to talent acquisition and roster building and recruiting. We got all these high-level elite defensive ends. Bro, I'm saying that Willis, Russo, and Phillips, all Americans, all ACC, first-round draft picks, got this, got that. John Garvin still on a roster in Green Bay. This guy's over here. This guy's doing that. Let the next one be you, and we can continue this. And now the next time in 3 or 4 years, I'm sitting in somebody else's living room, I'm talking about you as the foundation for this is a success story, the next success story for someone who came in, was an All-American, a first-round draft pick, and went to the league. And now we're going to get the next guy to fall behind, just like we're getting you to fall behind this guy. And yes, Cameron Williams does need to put on weight, but I think that he can and still be productive at the size he is, and then, has the summer to continue to lift as well.
Just in the last few days, I've had investment/money conversations with my kids, and about putting money in its proper place and having the right perspective and relationships. People are more important. It is important, of course, money and saving, investing, all that stuff. But anyway, when you talk about $12 million like that, you're talking about basically, unless you're a knucklehead, and it's happened a million times out there where people have blown fortunes. But putting that aside, for any reasonable person who either has the know-how or will place their trust in somebody who has the know-how, basically what you've determined right there is that you are set for life. You can now choose to do whatever you want. You can then say, I no longer want to follow this employment line that I've been on and work at this particular place. I can do whatever I want. Basically, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, just whatever you want. And yeah, I know your agent's going to get a percentage, and your manager and your financial advisor, and you're going to, get a house for your mom, or give her enough money, slice her off $1 million of that, whatever's left, so she doesn't have to work again. And obviously, good old Uncle Sam is going to get his good share of that as well, and everything. But I mean, yeah, I would rather be in position to have you take taxes out of my $12 million than work the secret day job at the level. And look, I make decent money. I'm not making anybody's, baller money. I'm not, like on air talent ESPN money or anything, but I make decent money. But like, I would rather have the great problem of you taking taxes out of my $12 million check. What are you talking? Like, come on, bro. But again, you can still leverage that, hopefully, to then say, if you want to get paid and you want to go to the league and you want to set yourself up financially for a lifetime, come to Miami, because we have put guys in the first round and set them up to do things like that and to be those kind of successes. And then if you work that money, that's money that can continue to work for you. I know that y'all probably might not know the name, but Mel Gray was a all-pro return man for the Detroit Lions. Mel Gray owned 7 Ford dealerships in the Detroit area when I was growing up. So like, that money, everybody, I mean, look, and I'm from Motor City, USA. Like, come on, bro. People are still buying cars. Even today, that money is still working for them. So you can even, look, you can be a baller. You can splash some of it. You can get change. You can get the watches. You can get the rolls. You can do all those things. But you can also have that money work for you for a lifetime. But only if you come to the University of Miami and work with us and grow with us and do all of these things, become a first-team All-American, you're going to get your contract. And again, in 4 years from now, I'm going to talk to your little brother, your cousin, or the next great player from St. Thomas, Miami, Killian, Columbus, wherever. Booker T, Central, the West. I'm not naming every school in South Florida because I know y'all going to say, you ain't name my school, whatever. But I'm getting you now. We're going to set you on that path. You're going to have that success. And then I'm going to get the next guy next year, the year after, the year after. So we can continue to build like that. That's how I think you can leverage those things from that question appropriate.